operating from wrong attitudes. And I do know about that first person, I can assure you. But I fought against the whole idea of having to change, even though I was agreeing that the changes would be beneficial. It would be logical. Yeah. Yes, it's just ego. Man's ego wanting to run the show. And anytime ego thinks you're going to start thinking about something more than just natural man-mind reasoning, the ongoing drama, well, he'll jump up and down and charge all kinds of ruckus in your life to change your mind back. If you're not getting the message, it's an easy mark for him. But if you're getting the message, you see, then ego will fear losing control. And to him, that's unacceptable. And it's about sharing an attitude that you have a valid say. You're about saying your valid say. You're the ones given to choose. And whatsoever is what we were given to choose from as a potential. No, this is not about guilt trips or any nonsense like that. This is not thinking about punishment. The God that they believe created all things, the God who is represented as absolute love, loves absolutely, would need to punish anyone for anything. At some point you'll understand, I'm right here with you, here, now. God is telling you, Jesus is telling you, I and my Father are one, even as you and I are one, right here, right now. This is so. But if you don't agree with this, then you're just denying yourself. You want to take your chances? That's allowed too. Well, whatsoever also includes your being foolish if you desired to do so. You're not being denied anything. What you're being told is go for the better, always for the better. Feel after him, and you'll find him, you being the better. Oh, what about the prodigal son? He was out blowing his inheritance and wound up sleeping and eating with the pigs. Get up and go home. Go home to your father. Or even a slave in your father's house would be much better off than here eating with the pigs. You would be fed and cared for. And as he was on his way home, with the idea that if I could just get a place to eat and sleep, how wonderful that would be. Then, yes, and here's his father running out toward him with a robe and a ring and throwing a great party for him. And that's really the story. My son has come home. You have turned to me, I'll turn to you. That's God's promise. That's right here, right now. No, we're not talking about something that happened 2,000 years ago. This is divine history. This is talking about our everydayness. And someone will say, well, you don't understand. Actually, yes, I do. To a greater degree than I ever have before. Not because I figured anything out, but I do know, and I know because of the simple act, I ask. I was told to ask, believing is receiving. And for years, I don't know why I didn't. I had no real justification not to. I was waiting, and I don't even know what I was waiting for. I was looking for. I didn't even know what I was looking for. I really didn't know what I wanted. Do you? Look, I'm laying this on the line because I want you to understand that everybody goes through this in varying degrees of intensity and intent, and whatever it is you're claiming as an excuse not to come forward in your own behalf, to stand and see the victory, to know first person. Well, if you have an excuse, you'll use it. You have to lay it down. You have to let it go. Let go and let God. And however justified you feel that you can defend it, let it go. Look, if it's not serving you, let it go. And that's what we're told. Let go and let God. And you say, well, that sounds kind of strange. Why is that? Why is that strange? Oh, you're trying to explain to me you can't change what you believe? What nonsense. I mean, really, think about it. You really believe that you can't change what you believe? Well, then you're probably still acting like a 2-year-old. Well, let's say you're a 6-year-old and you're growing up as a little boy. Did you know Do you know and think the way you did then? No. You thought like a 6-year-old. And that's what it is we're saying. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. And now that I am a man, an adult, I speak as an adult, yes. Change your mind, change your world. Well, you're changing what you believe. And that, well, you say, yeah, really, it's your life. Start living it like you really mean it. I mean, why would you stop believing better than the best? Look, you're not being denied anything. You're told asking, believing is receiving. And you can test this for yourself. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to go anywhere. No one needs to know what you're thinking about. But they will eventually see the results. Well, and then by then you'll probably be sharing the message. We're told, do a thing and you shall have the power. Do you believe God? Do you believe God's promise? Well, you're saying, yes, I believe in God. But you see, that really wasn't the question. The question was, do you believe God's promises? And what is it I'm trying to say? I thought it was very plain. There it is. Well, if you don't understand the question, I ask you, do you believe God? And you're saying yes. But then on the other hand, you're telling me that you're suffering this and suffering that. And something here then is amiss. You're saying, well, God's not hearing my prayers. Oh, he hears, yes, and you're being answered, and what you're receiving. No, he knows exactly what you've asked for, because if there's a mistake made, I don't believe God made the mistake. Well, until you agree to turn within and actually feel after the better you're looking for, you won't know it. You want to just explore. Well, tell everyone if you know. But how disappointed you're really going to be. Well, yeah, you're right. They're going to think you're nuts around the bend, even by some of those closest to me. And yes, I have been warned before many times not to say things the way I say things because they're going to think you're crazy. Well, think whatever you will. Believe whatever you'll want to believe. It's your choice. Choose this day. And the only crazy thing that I did was believing that I could convince somebody else. You don't convince somebody else. It's information. Yes, you give them the information. My work isn't to convince you of anything. It is to deliver the message, the information that is your say is a valid say. I'm sharing with you your message, our message. And that's what it is that I'm doing, delivering to you your own message. As to whether you follow through or not, well, that's your business. That's your choice. You left yourself a remembrancer, and you're coded to know when you hear what's worthy of your attention. What it is you're to remember. Well, if you're hearing and understanding, then the hunger has come upon you first person. Don't turn away. As my teacher had said so often, when you get the message, open and quicken quickly. If you hear something you feel is worthy of your attention, hop on, follow through, stay on it, stay with it. See, when you start getting the benefits, you'll be encouraged to ever greater and greater degree to feel after, seek, and you shall find. Look, we're explorers. Explore. The Metaphysical Art Theater. You said, well, that's kind of like acting. But that's what we are. We're all actors. Are we not told from Shakespeare, all actors, men, women, all actors, and each man plays many parts? It's not about gender. Attitude awareness and imaginational control. That's what it's all about. Well, that's what you're really looking for, and it is right with you. Well, it's what has your attention, has your life. Your attention, as my teacher had said so often, is the coin of heaven. How are you investing your attention? What are you paying attention to? Because what you're paying attention to has your life. Don't spend it. Invest your attention. Invest your time. Invest your energy. Invest your feeling after. Invest in patience in yourself to sit in the silence and feel after your ideal, your dream, your mission. It's the place where you do your work, is in the theater of mind, in the mind of imagination. What are you doing there? Check it out. Well, be a prospector of the mind. The gold, the diamonds, the precious gems, they're all there in abundance. All the help you need is nearer than hands and feet, you're told. For whatever success you're looking for, it is with you. And you're saying, well, what about right here and right now? Well, in the beginning, God, in the end, God. And in between is the drama man, the play of humanity, for all of us. And from that, we're called one by one to enter in. Well, you're given choose this day. If yesterday was okay, fine. Well, then improve on it. If yesterday wasn't fine, well, then choose anew today. Yeah, why tell you to do so if you can't do it? I mean, what would you be waiting to do? Waiting for what? How can you be blamed for doing something wrong unless you could have done it right? Well, that's why there's forgiveness, so that now you can do in accordance with your dream. Oh, health, wealth, relationships. What are you looking for? Feel after him, you, doing, being. Well, the nonsense, you just have to let it go. We're told, blessed is the man that does not condemn himself for that which he has allowed. See? Has allowed. Yes. No, it's not about continuing. No, it's not about not enjoying life. You can enjoy life to the nth degree. Nothing's being withheld. Oh, I know what you're saying. You're saying you're not an actor. But everything you've done since you were just a small child has been you acting as though you could until you could. Remember? Well, then you did it till you can do it even better. Why stop? There's no limit. I mean, yeah, why neglect a working system? And it's working. And you are working the system. And the difference is that you're aware or you're unaware. You understand? Conscious or unconscious, you're using imagination. Is it leading you where you want to go? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, so does he, so has he. That's been the story for thousands of years. That is your message. I mean, why wouldn't you at least consider better than the best and do so consistently, persistently? You want simple, I want it simple, and there it is. I didn't say it was easy. I said it was simple. Just show up. No, you don't have to go anywhere. You're told go in a closet, close the door, and when you're alone, speak to your Father which is in heaven. If you can speak to your Father which is in heaven when you're alone, there it is. Just as Jesus had told us. He was telling you straight, I and my Father are one, even as you and I are one. One. Yes, feel after him and you'll find him. What are you feeling after in your imaginal activity? Well, what is it that you see yourself doing in the theater of mind? In imagination. Is what you're doing lovely and of good report? Well, expand and expand and expand on it. Look, if it's a negative, stop it. If you don't want to experience it in your world, then don't do that, because it's just as creative. You're on all the time. Yes, it is a potential of whatsoever. You can sit and whine and cry over negative scenarios, things that have happened to you in the past, or what might happen to you in the future that you're afraid of. But that's part of the program also, whatsoever. Yes, that's why it's called the drama man, the play of humanity, because we're told that it's good and very good. And if that's not what we're experiencing, you see, well, then that's we denying ourselves. Yes, we're denying ourselves. Oh, I've been told, quite frankly, many times I shouldn't say things the way I say things. But hey,